understand the spokesperson to the President and Minister of State in charge of Government Communications, Felix Kwakye Fosu, is joining us on the telephone to speak to us in respect of this particular issue because he issued this particular statement. Felix, if you can hear me, thank you very much for your time and good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
First of all, there are many who will ask that, was this something the Ghanaian people were expecting?
Well, I'm not able to answer that question. Nothing has happened beyond the president acting within the confines of the 1992 Constitution. A couple of weeks ago, I'm sure you recall that I issued a statement in which I informed the Ghanaian public on behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama that 3 petitions from 3 different quarters have reached him, all of which allege some wrongdoing against the person of the Chief Justice and demanded her removal from office. The 1992 Constitution is clear that in the event of receipt of a petition of this nature, the President ought to take some steps. In fact, it is not unprecedented. Just before President Mahama took over, in the dying embers of the Akufo-Addo administration, a similar petition was received, and President Akufo-Addo went through the same process that President Mahama has gone through up to this point. So what was the process? Article 146 of the Constitution says that when such a petition is received, the President must consult with the Council of State to determine whether there is prima facie. In other words, there is basis to continue to look into those petitions. And the President did precisely that. He informed the Council of State and told them that he wanted to consult them in order that he forwards the petitions to the Chief Justice for her comments, in order to facilitate the determination of the prima facie case. This was done. The petitions were then forwarded to the Chief Justice. She provided her response. The consultation process continued between President Mahama and the Council of State to determine whether, when you set the petitions or its contents against the Chief Justice's responses, the petition was frivolous or that there was basis to inquire further into them. The consultation process between the Chief Justice and the Council of State yielded an outcome which said that there was basis to proceed further and that the petition was not frivolous on the face of it if you set it side by side with the Chief Justice's response. Now, the Constitution prescribes that if that determination is made, there are a number of things that must happen. The first is that a committee made up of 5 persons, two of whom, I beg your pardon, are justices of the Supreme Court with 1 chairing, and 3 other members of the public who are neither members of the Council of State nor lawyers. So if you look at the statement I just issued, that requirement is fully met. Now, Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution, that is 146(10), also stipulates that once this is done, the President has power to suspend the Chief Justice pending the final determination of the matter. And that is exactly what President Mahama has done. So every step of the way, President Mahama has shown fidelity to the 1992 Constitution. He has gone strictly by the book and done things in the way that the Constitution specifically provides they should be done.
Felix, the 5-member committee, what went into the selection of these individuals to form this particular committee?
Well, the fact is that the membership is prescribed by the Constitution. The first 2 must come from the Supreme Court, and one of them must chair. So you see that Justice Gabriel Kwaman is the chairperson, and Justice Asiedu is a member. The other 3 are not members of the Council of State. They are not lawyers. So any member of the public, insofar as they meet these criteria, would be eligible. Of course, after some assessment is made about their capacity to be part of such a process. And that is precisely what has been done. So the overriding consideration is a determination that these are persons who have capacity to be part of the work of the committee and ensure that justice is done.
Justice, forgive me. Felix, let's look at the time frame. Within which period are they supposed to complete their work and present their committee's report to the president for onward action? Within which period?
Well, the Constitution does not provide a time frame within which they are supposed to do their work, but I reckon that they will act within reasonable time limits, and it will not drag on unnecessarily.
How do you react to people who say that this is a bad precedent? Because if that is done, any government that also comes in future may also have issues with a Chief Justice appointed by a previous administration and may want to also proceed on the same scale. How do you react to people who say that this is a bad precedent?
Well, I'm not sure how abiding by the Constitution becomes a bad precedent. President Mahama took an oath on 7 January 2025 to stay true and loyal and abide by the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. That is what he has done in this instance. So I am not able to appreciate how anyone can say that if a president acts in accordance with the Constitution, it's a bad precedent. Every president of Ghana, insofar as they take that same oath, is bound to act within the confines of the Constitution. And that is exactly what has happened. It is not unprecedented. I initially told you that President Akufo-Addo went through the same process, except that in his case, he said that there was no prima facie. But the same process was invoked, as President Mahama has done. So I am not certain about the accuracy of the claim that this is a bad precedent. Indeed, President Mahama is not the one determining the guilt or otherwise of the Chief Justice. It is a committee properly appointed and set up in accordance with the Constitution that is going to do so. It is their recommendations that will inform the president's actions when the process is concluded. So I don't think that there's any room for abuse or any form of, if you like, misguided precedents in this particular matter.
Felix, my final question, has the Chief Justice been officially informed? I'm asking this question because when you issued your first statement, she came out to say that she's not been informed about the particular process. That's why I'm asking this particular question, that has she officially been informed about this process?
The first statement I issued only informed the people of Ghana that 3 petitions have been received. That's all. I can confirm that the Chief Justice and everybody else who has a role to play in this matter have been duly informed. And indeed, she was informed. In other words, she received a letter from the president informing her about this decision before I issued my statement.